Hey you guys, welcome to the Humble Horologist. This is a very special episode, one that I have been really looking forward to sharing with you. I'm standing outside in the driveway without any kind of special microphone, just my iPhone, having a cup of Tennessee coffee. Really, it's just coffee Maxwell House in a Tennessee cup. But anyway, standing out beside my old 95 Mercury Grand Marquis. And, oh, by the way, I'm wearing exegesis over eisegesis. You've seen this before probably, but never have really wanted to know what it meant. So if you want to know what it means, then comments are awesome, you know. But anyway, aside from that, I'm standing outside because I'm having a devil of a time trying to find a place to actually do a video. Welcome to the Humble Horologist. I'm Anthony, and this is my granddaughter's bedroom. I don't have a studio anymore. I don't have anything that's like dedicated, that doesn't have to get taken down and put back up every time. And so I'm working on that. And so the videos are going to be a little bit further in between. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to let you see something that you've never seen before. This is when I first started doing watch reviews. And this YouTube video is of expositimers. It was what I was going to have as my YouTube channel instead of the Humble Horologist, and but you get to see some hints of what's to come in this one. This video was made while I was actually pastor at Bethlehem Baptist Church in Worthing, Georgia, and so I'm sitting there in my office at the time, and what watch I'm going to be looking at is a Phillipe Beguin. Now you'll get to hear about this. But when this is over, I want you to leave some comments. Let me know what you think about this watch. Tell me what you think it might be worth. Tell me if I should go to auction with it, should keep it. Tell me what you think about it, if it's worth anything at all. I think it's worth something at the very least. But I'll get back with you at the end of the video to say our little farewells. But in the meantime, watch this, check it out. You'll learn a lot. This is what I wanted my videos to be like from the very beginning. Hello! Yeah, and I shouldn't do that. Dadgummit. Oh gosh. Hey everybody, thank you for coming to watch this second video in Expositimers. The Expositimers channel. Not really, it's my personal channel, and I guess people are going to look at watch reviews and see other stuff. I don't want to fool you. I'm not a horologist, and if I am, I'm a very, very, very uneducated one. I'm just in my first semester of horology school. But since COVID, I became a little bit more acquainted with the world of watch collecting. Currently, I have about 60. But the ones that I have are interesting to me, and some are very unique. And that is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to look at a Phillipe Beguin. That's not a prop. That's real. That's real coffee. Black, no less. For a wrist check, I'm wearing a beautiful Tennessee orange, I guess. Orient Ray 2. Great watch. I like Orient. And if Orient wants to send me any to review, you go right ahead, boys. I'll do it. But who is Phillipe Beguin? Phillipe Beguin is not just a watch. Phillipe Beguin was a person, and let's just call him Phillipe. Phillipe was a watch seller in Geneva, Switzerland. Going back way 30s, 40s, 50s. And he was very well known, and he was very famous because he sold Rolexes. Rolex was just down the road from where he was. He sold Rolexes and even had his name on the dials. And so, not recently, about 2003, I saw where Phillipe Beguin Rolexes were auctioned at Christie's. So they're worth something, obviously. But Phillipe Beguin was having a good day, I guess, until a man walked in from across the street. And this was in 1954. Who was this man? Well, he was the last emperor of Vietnam. And what was he doing there? Across the street was a hotel, and it was named in something French that I can't pronounce. But now it's the Four Seasons. But anyway, they were attending a peace conference. Bao Dai and the Viet Cong or the Ho Chi Minhs or somebody. Anyway, they were in a peace conference across the street from Phillipe Beguin, and Bao Dai was frustrated with how the peace talks were going, and they didn't go very well because he was the last emperor of Vietnam. But he walked across the street to the jewelry store where Phillipe Beguin was working and owned, and he wanted to spend some money. Bao Dai liked to spend money. And so he said, I want the most expensive Rolex you have. Sell it to me. We can't do that nowadays. They'll say, who are you? And wait. Like years. But he said, I want the most expensive Rolex you have. And Phillipe Beguin looked around in his store and did not have anything that really met the unique taste of this emperor. So what did he do? He calls down the road to Rolex. And Rolex sends him a very unique Rolex. Today it's called the Bao Dai Reference 6062. At one point, it was the world's most expensive Rolex. At the time, it cost 4,000 Swiss francs in 1954, which was about the same as a Patek Philippe perpetual calendar, which was expensive. And so Bao Dai bought this Rolex and wore it literally until the day he died. But in around 2002, this watch went up for auction, and the reference 6062 brought $235,000 in 2002, making it the most expensive Rolex sold up to that point. But in 2017, it was auctioned again, and the Bao Dai 6062 went for a staggering $5,060,427. $5 million. What does that have to do with the watch I'm going to share with you today? I have a Phillipe Beguin. Not a Rolex, but I have a Phillipe Beguin watch. And it could have been there when that Rolex was sold. Are you ready to see it? All right, let's go for it. No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. This is just a box. It's just a Timex. Well, it's a Timex box. There's not a Timex inside. Inside is a Phillipe Beguin. Check it out. Hi, Josh. Anyway, check it out. All right, I'm going to take it out of the box and show it to you even closer. Oh, by the way, orient. Here we have a Phillipe Beguin. This, as you can see, is a signed, what you would call a vanity watch. This watch is amazing in that it is so thin. Well, look at that. The dial and the case and the acrylic crystal on top. The crystal is as thick as the watch itself. Now, I will show you how much that is with a little handy thingy. 7.7 millimeters thick, with a diameter on the watch of about 32. The movement inside of this watch is only 3.1 millimeters thick. 3.1 millimeters. What is it? Well, it's a Peseux, if that's how you pronounce it, P-E-S-E-U-X. It's a 17 jewel Peseux, gold-plated, mechanical, hand-wound movement. And it was common back in the 50s and 60s, I was told. But believe it or not, all the way back then, in this little watch, that movement, beating at 18,000 beats per minute, or beats per hour, I'm sorry, beats per minute would have been something. 18,000 beats per hour with a 47-hour power reserve. Can you believe that? 47 hours on a hand-wound, 3 millimeter thick movement in a 7.7 millimeter thick watch. To put that in perspective, it's about half the thickness of a lot of dive watches, especially something like a Deep Blue. And so, what's the story behind this watch? Like I said, when Bao Dai came into the jewelry store to buy that Rolex, this watch, who knows, could have actually been there. But where did I get it? I got it from eBay. How much did I pay for it? Well, I got it in a lot of 8 watches for just above $60. And that makes it not very expensive. But then I put about $100 into it, and having it serviced by my friend James in California, and some of you may know him, and he serviced it, got it up to running top notch, and I'll even wind it so that you can see that beautiful little small second hand doing its thing. Is that not a pretty little watch? But that's one reason why I collect watches. It's not because they are all expensive, but for me, all watches tell a story. And as a preacher, an expositimer, stories mean everything. And so that's why I have this watch. That's why I keep this watch. Now, if you want to offer me a lot of money for it, we'll talk. But that's why I've not sold this watch, because the story is just too cool. So what'd you think? What do you think about the Phillipe Beguin? What do you think about the story? Does that add to the value of the watch, or do you think the value of the watch is intrinsic? Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. And in the meantime, I hope to get back with you soon. I hope that I'll be able to do another video soon. I really want to do it in a place where I can do it not in the bedroom of my granddaughter, and not in our bedroom, and not outside and whatever. But anyway, you know the rest of it. Remember, watches are replaceable, but time is not. Use it wisely. Do the best with it. All that stuff, don't waste it. See ya.